Alright, so first when you log in, you'll see this weekly view. You'll see that he's got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday scheduled there. I'm going to go ahead and enter in his Wednesday time here. You begin by clicking the View Route Detail link. It will then pull up a screen where his 4 stores that he was scheduled for will pop up over here. You can either add them individually or you can hit Add All, and then it will bump it over to the Visited Stop side. If you do need to add any additional stores up here, you can type in the life number, and as you type the number in, it will pull it up, and then you can select it to add it. So click that there, hit Add. If you do accidentally add a store that is not what was needed, then you can just hit any of these and remove it from the list here. So once you get all your stores listed over here in the Visited Stop column, go ahead and hit Save, and it will bump you to the day view. And this is where you will begin to enter your times. So the first thing you'll want to do is start by entering in the time for when you left your house. In this case, I'm going to put 5:40. Whoops, 5:40, not 5:49. You hit the check mark, and it will adjust everything else. He did get to his Harmons at 5:50, not Winco. So I go ahead and hit 5:50 down here, and hit the check mark. And as you enter in times, it will shuffle everything up. So I would just suggest, if you have multiple stores, start with your first store, enter the time, and then over here, this is where you hit the edit button, and this is where you enter in how long you were in store for. So in this case, he was in here for 1 hour and then 55 minutes, and he worked 52 cases. And so go ahead and hit OK. It will shuffle all the times down below. And then from here, you just go to his next store, which was Smith's, and he arrived there at 7:52. 7:52. Hit the check mark. It will shuffle things if needed. And he spent 1 hour. So you go click on here. 1 hour, 8 minutes, and he's worked 22 cases. He's doing a backstock there, which tends to be a little less cases per hour there. From Smith's, he went to Winco. So I'll go up to Winco's time, and then I will change Winco to 9:20 was his arrival time. Hit the check mark. It will shuffle it in order to the times, and then I'll enter in how long he was in there for, which was 1 hour, 10 minutes. And then he worked 45 cases. Hit OK. It'll update his time. And then lastly, his store that he finished up at was Lucky's. So it was 11 o'clock is when he got there. You can, if you ever need to toggle the different times from AM to PM, you can just click on that. Hit the checkbox. Go to the times that to enter your time, how long you were in store for. He was in there for 4 hours. 5 minutes, and he worked 137 cases. Hit OK, and what you will see from this point is this is how you read it now. So he left his house at 5:40. It took him 10 minutes to drive to Harmon's. He got there at 5:50. He was there for 1 hour and 55. The next store he arrived at was 7:52, so it was a 7-minute drive time. So from 7:52 for 1 hour and 8 minutes, he worked 22 cases. He arrived at his next store at 9:20, so that works out to be about a 20-minute drive. He was there for 1 hour and 10 minutes, worked 45 cases. His next store he got to was 11 a.m., and then he worked the 137 cases. So the one thing you'll notice down here is that it's red, so that means that there's a time error, and that he was there from 11 to 3:05, so he could not have ended his day at 3:05. Instead, let's go ahead and fix that. It was more, it was 3:30 is when he finished, and make sure you got the AM PM correct. And then when you click on that, it'll change it so there's a 25-minute drive time home, and that is it for his day. There's no other need to save or anything. You'll see at the top here how many paid mileage he had, and then how many hours for the day, which is the in-store time plus the drive time adds up to the total time for the day. The drive time in between stores, I should say. So from here, all you need to do is just go to the weekly review, and you'll see that it updated for that day. And rinse and repeat for the other days that you're scheduled for in the work, or to work that week, and then it'll all add up your totals down here on the side column.